Alright, so next is EA, and what did they talk about, Mark?
Sports.
Sports.
Yep, sports. We got more Titanfall, even though he had just left, like, Microsoft. And I think within about an hour, we were talking about Titanfall again. And of course, Battlefield. Had to bring up Battlefield again. And I think they spent like 30 minutes demoing that on the screen. And that's the one where I think you said you read that it looked like they were using the PC version or something.
I don't know if it was that conference or a different one, but they were they were running it on PC because on the top right corner, I think there was like
Backspace.
the backspace button icon. So yeah,
that was awesome.
I think they even confirmed it later. Like someone asked them, and they were like, "Yep, every Battlefield footage you see is on the PC right now."
Star Wars Battlefront. That was exciting. We saw what 10 seconds.
Yeah, it sucked that we didn't get to see much, but I guess it's still really early in development, even though it's been in development for like 80 years, but I guess new developer, new engine.
Yeah, it was just funny, like, Star Wars Battlefront, 10 seconds, and then we dedicated the next 15 to 20 minutes on friggin' Need for Speed.
Yeah.
A new Dragon Age game is never bad, per se.
Just another in the long line of series I need to catch up on.
Yeah, true enough. I did want to make a small note on the new Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare game. I thought it looked good graphically, and it did look fun. My only complaint is it looks like Team Fortress 2 with Plants vs. Zombies.
No, I didn't get to see that footage, actually. I thought I saw some of the trailer, but I thought it was like a CGI video, so I just like stopped watching.
It's like the first 20 minutes of the conference. It's in there somewhere, but they actually show gameplay footage, like they're playing it on stage, and I mean, it did look. I will give it that it looked fun. It was definitely unexpected because people were, I think, were looking for, you know, Plants vs. Zombies 2, and they got this. My only thing is, it'll really depend on if they're going to be like a free-to-play style game or if it's going to be like a $20 game, because like anything more than that, it's like if I want to play Team Fortress 2, I'll just go to Steam and play Team Fortress 2 for free. Why am I going to pay $40 to $60 for this title? You know, what? Because it's Plants vs. Zombies? Clap, clap.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping for Plants vs. Zombies too, because I liked the first one. I beat the first one. I like tower defense games.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm not a big fan of tower defense games.
So yeah, what's next?
That's pretty much all I've got, unless we want to make note. Yeah, well, let's make note of Mirror's Edge 2. Just, you know, because, yeah, there must have been a clamoring for that somewhere.
Yeah. Mirror's Edge 2 will probably be on PC, I'm guessing, since the first one was. It's made by DICE, I think, also? Or do you know who makes that? No,
but it might be because they showed it immediately after the Battlefield 4 gameplay and stuff. So that was like the thing that they left the conference with was, hey, look, there's Mirror's Edge 2, because, yeah.
Yeah, it is DICE, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I was looking at the stream chat, and people were like, yay, Mirror's Edge 2, like, seriously being happy about it. But the first one was like, no one really cared about the first one. It got sort of average reviews, and
mediocre at best. And you are right, it is DICE.
Yeah. The only other EA thing I think is interesting is
Fallout.
The UFC game, because I'm a huge UFC fan.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a rumor that it might come to PC. I don't think it will.
I don't think so either. And they definitely didn't announce anything. It was what they brought out Jones and Bendo, and yeah.
Yeah, it was very awkward to watch. Like the crowd really wasn't into it, and
Bruce Buffer, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of the UFC. Guys, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you being with us today.
Alright, so you want to move on to Ubisoft?
Aisha Taylor. Clap, clap, clap.
Now, I'm not a big Aisha Taylor fan, but I didn't hate her this time, I have to say.
Girl would.
Yeah, the her trying to be like all hip and stuff and girlwood. What I still don't even know what that is. But what's in the Ubisoft lineup?
They started with Rocksmith, right? And, Alice in Chains, dude, and, making us all feel old, and, Rocksmith, the game that's not Rock Band or Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, that was when I asked you, who's that old dude? And you were like, oh, that's Alice in Chains guy. And then I felt old.
Yeah. Like, oh, look, there's Man in the Box. Suddenly I feel like throwing hitting someone with a chair and screaming ECW. No one's gonna get that reference. Oh look, there's a new Splinter Cell game.
Another series I need to catch up on. Splinter Cell 50.
Yes, Splinter Cell 8,972 and a half.
They changed the voice actor on that guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was Michael Ironside that used to be. I'm against them changing these voice actors that people are used to.
Yeah, especially when you've got a staple series like this that's been around forever, and you're just gonna keep rehashing new games. It's like, at least give us something we're familiar with. Like, whatever. I'm over Splinter Cell. I really am.
Seems like Sam Fisher gets younger and younger each game too. Like,
yeah, I know, right? Young. It's friggin' ridiculous. Like, the last game, he seemed like he was maybe in his 40s or 50s, and now he looks like he's in his late 20s, early 30s or something like that.
Alright, so what's next?
Rayman, right? Because didn't they show that exact same game off last year, only they called it Origins, and now it's called Legends? Yep,
I guess Origins did pretty well. I mean, people seem to like it. I haven't played it, so I don't know.
This is literally like, what's next? Oh, look, they showed off Watch Dogs again. Oh, and then there was Just Dance. Oh, and then there was a Rabbids game. Oh, but hey, the Rabbids game, I guess you could note, is getting a TV series, and it's interactive. Yay.
Yeah, I never liked the Rabbids series. I don't understand how that's still going, but Watch Dogs, that's like my #1 game right now that I'm looking forward to. I'm actually going to make another top 10 anticipated PC games list, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be #1.
I mean, it looks good. It's just, I'm tired of hearing about it. That's the thing. It's like you were saying yesterday, you don't want to be spoiled, you want to go into it fresh, and by the time the game comes out, you'll probably know the whole damn game from every friggin' trailer, video, walkthrough bullshit that they put out every month.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much footage. They need to hold a little bit back, I think. But I was afraid that it seemed to involve a lot of cloud stuff. Like, I was afraid it's going to be online all the time, like Diablo 3. A single player that doesn't need to be online all the time. But I saw an article today that said you could play it entirely offline, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's good, because, God forbid the single player games still exist.
Yeah.
The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot looked kind of cool. It's going to be a free-to-play game on your PC.
It's in beta on PC now, right? Or is it just you could sign up for a beta?
You could sign up. I thought he said that beta had started and that you could play it, but when I went to the website, all it was a sign up. I think it's alpha. It's like alpha beta instead of beta or whatever.
Yeah, it looked alright. It kind of reminds me of old series called Dungeon Keeper that I used to like. So if it's like that, I'll play it.
And then South Park they were talking about South Park again. I mean, it's coming to the PC, which is kind of a plus. I mean, it's an RPG for RPG fans. I mean, I'm not a personal fan of South Park. God knows I'm gonna get enough Cartman comments probably from this, but
I'm not interested in that at all. All they showed was like a fart joke, and yeah.
It looked more interesting last year, I believe, at E3 last year. I think they showed off more, and for what it was, it looked interesting, but, whatever. Then Assassin's Creed 4, Pirates, yeah.
I keep saying this, but another series I have to catch up on, although I wasn't really into the first one.
I hated the first one, but I did hear a lot of people had a lot of issues with the first one too. I did hear 2 and 3, or 2 and Brotherhood, or Brotherhood and 2, or whatever was good. I saw bits of 3, or whatever it was, the one with the American Revolution or whatever, and it looked looked good, but played like shit, at least on the console. Either that or my friend who was playing it just sucks, but that could be why. But I wasn't impressed by it.
What's weird is that Ubisoft, they just showed like the trailer for it, but then in the Sony conference they showed like a whole bunch of gameplay.
I didn't give a crap about Assassin's Creed 4, and I still don't, but after seeing it demoed properly during the PlayStation conference, it looked fun. Garnered my interest more than it normally would have, and then like referencing real pirates like Blackbeard, gave it like brownie points, but I mean, come on, the joke's there. It's Assassin's Creed Pirates of the Caribbean edition. The only other thing really worth mentioning that looked interesting was another Tom Clancy game, but this one's called The Division. I guess I don't remember the whole synopsis, but like some kind of disease or some kind of outbreak starts on like a Black Friday and spreads to the city and all this, and this team comes in and does stuff, and it's another shooter game like you Ghost Recon, but it did look good. It did look fairly interesting. It's just a shame that it's another Tom Clancy shooter game.
Well, I think they were calling it like an online RPG. I'm like, RPG?
And it's for the consoles. I'm assuming it's going to get a PC version too, but it's a console game that's like an open world like MMO. Like it's like an MMO, but it's a shooter. It's always like, how is that going to work?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I thought it looked very cool. I liked the whole setting and the graphics and everything, and it looked really good. And then they said for Xbox and PlayStation, and they didn't say PC, so I was kind of disappointed. But today I saw they made a comment on like Twitter or something that they're not ruling out a PC version. So I think right now what it is like companies that don't announce their games for PC are just holding it back for now because the console makers want to have their exclusives, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it will come out for PC.
And it's a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah, like I think what was it? The last Ghost Recon, it originally wasn't coming to PC, and then months later it did. So
yeah.
I think that's what's gonna happen with the Division.
Exactly like you said. Right now, it's all like, let's push, the next gen consoles. Hey, this is going to be on the Xbox One, the PS4. And we all know, as much as even if there's a big, huge blockbuster PC game coming out this holiday season, which I don't know if there is, there probably isn't, not that I know of, but even if one did come out, it would get overshadowed by the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, so, that's all they were going to talk about, is the new consoles, and that they're coming for the new consoles.
Yep. So that's it for Ubisoft, right?
Yep, Ubisoft is done.